When I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pounds. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left. Touchdown.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Yellow. Yellow. You can't block me. Exit. Wait.
Mahomes now on first down. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A huge play there right off the bat. 44 yards.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
At the 36-yard line.
Yellow. On the line. 15. Hey, watch the ball. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Undercrush. 45. Mike, 45.
Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So third down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs. On third down, here's Jones. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Watching Gator. Score.
Sponge.
Yep.
No. Alert flare.
Hit this 6-6. Pull it high.
Watch the run. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Hey, switch gears.
Leo. Hey, seam 6.
Watch twins.
Now.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check 49. No. Slam. Check 31. Check.
Protein spill. Fan.
Check 99. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Yes. Say go.
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Who that? Check 4.
Greystone travel. Rock it. Look at me, zipper.
Check.
Hey, wahoo.
Check. Watch 54. Check.
Big rip.
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Taken from just outside the 30. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. He finds his target. It's Evans. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
At the Falcons' 43-yard line.
Yellow.
54 Mike. I'm coming after you. Slam.
Hey, Sunday. Hey, Rip Liz.
Mike's 54.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. And this is caught by Evans. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42, 20, 10, 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Here we go. Check your hot read. Rush in, rush in, rush in. Hatch it.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here I come. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. I got one. Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
You better be afraid of me. You better. Come on.
Switch.
50, yellow.
Scene 6.
Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check 26. Check. 61. Matchbox, right. 54 is Mike.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Going up top. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
You draw quarter. Check that. We got Mike 52 right here.
52 is the mic right here over there, right? 52 is the mic.
Hey! Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52.
On 2nd down, Minshew. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
8 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Ready. 18 Gator.
Here we go. Jim. Hey, watch it.
Recon, 132 fighter. What? Squeeze. Hey, Alpha. Fire.
Out of the gun is Minshew. It's caught. Jones. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
52 is the mic. 52.
Hey, Haywood. 52.
Let's go, team.
Get it.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
I got him. Watch the safety. Go. Hey, Sam on. Hit it.
This is Grant. And he's got Rome. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Falcons. Corey Grant with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, a 14-3 ball game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
80 weapon.
Watch out.
One hut.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Bucs on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and forever.
H3, 218, chopper. Check.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
You're not ready.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Let's go.
At their own 28-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do?
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Falcons. Corey Grant with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons push further out in front. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Attack!
Check safety.
Now a give right side. Carson. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
I don't need to. Let's go, Wolverine!
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
Hey, 15.
Mike's 54.
Yellow.
I 7, let's go.
25, check 25, check 25.
Save. Over.
Right side.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Mahomes now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10.
45, Mike, 45. Watch the run, watch the 45.
Now here's Mahomes. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. The Bucs on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is third and 10.
Wide, get wide. On three. Motion.
Come back. Yellow.
Alpha.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for third and long.
Hey. Tighten up. Joker. Check three. Under 10. 10. Check, crunch.
Color. 15.
Orbit. Mike's 5-4. Watch the cover.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And now another one thrown incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Let's go now. 70, Indy.
I'm coming after you. Hey, Mike 52.
Smooth.
Bang it. 52's the Mike. Watch Mike. I'm coming. Where's 52?
Go.
52's the Mike. They can't hang with us.
Shoot.
Minshew, first and 10. Flushed out right. Complete. Smith has it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A very solid gain of 27. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's first and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Look at me. Go. Now.
Here's Grant. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Set 50, plant. 2 right here. X3, 218, chopper. Hard, hard.
Check hot route. Hot, hot.
Hey, zoom. Hey.
Motion.
52. Let go.
On 2nd and 9. Minshew going deep downfield. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Falcons. John Ross hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. Bryant's extra point up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the
Hey, Sunday.
54. Mike 54. Get ready.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Complete to Jones. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, rip one.
54, Michael. Check. Watch 54. Hey, defense.
Mahomes going to throw. He completes it to Evans. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And some room to work. The 40, 30, past the 20. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Chris Carson, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is down to 28-10. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check 45 to Mike.
Minshew sets to throw. Lets it go for Nelson. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 51 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Go.
Slam.
Check 52. 80 weapon.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Mike's 54.
Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Levante David in on the tackle.
Hey, Charlie.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the Buccaneers' 19-yard line.
Check Mike's 54. Mike's 54. 5.
2nd and 5 now. Minshew steps away to his left. He'll try and run it. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go. 94. Pilot, 64. Weak. Check. Leo. Hey. High 7. Get it.
They'll try to throw for it with Minshew. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. As the first half is winding down, and the Falcons push further out in front. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Ricky.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Ready.
Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. Going deep downfield for Ross. He's got it at the 15. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 51 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Give them maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Bucs 14-yard line.
Ready, ready. 30 base. Let's go, D. Yep.
Motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield.
Shoot.
On 2nd and 9, Minshew. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. J.J. Nelson with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. Bryant's extra point up and good, and the lead will swell by one more. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of that?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
57 colors, 57 colors.
Charlie, Mike 54.
All day, baby, all day, baby. Hey, watch this.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Shift. Watch the shift.
Motion.
Mike's 5-4.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Out of the pistol, the give to Jones. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Gay's kick is good. And that will knock this down to still a very large 29-point deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
At their own 23-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Don't let him breathe. Play that top.
Squeeze.
Breathe, defense.
Now. Bravo. Hey, Sam off. Hey, lock it.
Kill.
Let's go.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. He completes it to Jones. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
12 yards on the play, but it's 3rd down.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Buzz.
Quick the edge.
Yes.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they begin this drive in very precarious field position inside their own 5.
And remember, this is a defense that's already scored once in this game, so you got to rip.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Running right, this is Freeman. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
There to stop him was Carlton Davis.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Grant. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And let's see, the Bucs with 6 DBs, so a dime set here on 3rd down.
I'm coming after you. He's coming.
Hey!
Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4".
Yo, go, go.
Baby. Right there, 54, right there.
Hey, orbit.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some.
Hit it.
Minshew throwing on third down. It's caught. Nelson. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They run. Devontae Freeman. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Protein spill.
No.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. Set. 50. Plant. Go.
Let's go.
On second down now, it's Grant. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Corey Grant, his third touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball. Alert flare. Alert flare. Flare. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey. Switch gears. He's charging.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
All day, every day. Zoom, fellas, let's go. 45.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Yellow.
Watch twist.
49. Check 49.
No. Off.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. Looking downfield he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Falcons on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot. Go.
Out of the gun is Minshew. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Let's go.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Check, 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 check.
Greystone, travel. Deep grip.
Now a give, right side. Grant. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now Minshew. It's caught. Jones. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. That catch is number 819 of his career. It ties him with Hall of Famer Steve Largent,
who did things largely below the radar. Not this guy. 819 catches. That speaks loudly in volumes.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Blue draw Corkers.
Hatchet.
Hey, seam 6. Get it.
From the 22, Minshew. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And the return will stop him well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
First and 10 at the 30.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. On play action, it's Mahomes. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point by Gay is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Whip.
Hey, 43, 15.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And that's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's Desmond Trufant. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Let's go. At their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they gave up the pick six. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
All right. Hey, 43, 15. Hey, let's get this.
Watch out.
Watch out.
Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
57 colors, 57 colors.
They'll run it with Jones. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute, because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Check.
On 1st down, it's Carson, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Hello. We want it. Come to my world.
Motion.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And this one caught by Cameron Brain. And it's a fumble. And the Falcons grab it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing is ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Falcons, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0.